Hello my friends and welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to have you here. Now, if you haven't been watching the channel, if you haven't already subscribed, then you're missing out, and you may not already know that BYD is planning to take over the Australian car market. They're saying they want to become a top 5 automaker, top 5 car seller in Australia. Now remember, they sell trucks, buses and other utility vehicles as well. So let's not forget that part of their business. But I want to focus on what BYD plans on doing in Australia. And if they plan on doing it in Australia, then you can guarantee they are not just planning on taking over the Australian car market. They are sure as hell not going to just stop there. They're planning on New Zealand, the UK, Europe, and who is after that? Well, maybe even Canada, the United States as well. Now, the Australian distributor of BYD is planning a full frontal assault on Australia's EV market, with the brand to launch 6 new models by the end of 2022 in Australia, including SUVs, city cars such as the BYD Dolphin. I'll put links in the description below to all the videos that I've made about BYD. I think I've made more than anyone else on YouTube over the last few months alone. There's a huge amount of information all about the company, who they are, what they do. Some of you may not know this. They're actually the 4th largest battery manufacturer on the entire planet. They don't just make cars, they make semiconductors, microchips, they make parts for electric vehicles that they sell to other manufacturers. They make the world's safest lithium iron phosphate battery. Probably sounds like I'm blowing smoke, but remember, I'm more invested in Tesla than any other company. I don't believe I'm biased towards anyone, potentially to Tesla I might be, but I think when it comes to BYD, I prefer facts over fiction. I prefer logic over emotion. Logic tells me they're going to be one of the biggest car manufacturers in the world, top 3 by 2030. So, this is news. The news is BYD are even planning a truck, a pickup truck. Here in Australia, we call them a ute. And they're planning on becoming a top 5 seller in Australia within the next 2 years. Do I think that'll happen? I am 100% certain that will happen. 100%. On one condition alone. That condition is, as long as they can get supply. As long as they get supply in, they will unquestionably sell every vehicle they can bring in. So, it's a big goal. Now, last year in Australia, Mitsubishi finished 5th in the sales race with almost 70,000 vehicles sold. But BYD, who have not yet sold any vehicles in Australia, well, they've pre-sold a few, but not actually delivered any that I'm aware of, say that a combination of attractive vehicles, their new vehicles are definitely attractive pricing, their new vehicles are extremely attractive in terms of pricing, more so than any other EV maker exporting vehicles outside of China, and Australian input into design and engineering will help them get there. The company responsible for bringing the vehicles to Australia is, of course, Nexport, and its CEO, Luke Todd, says it's much more than a simple distribution agreement. Given the fact we'll have 6 models by the end of 2022, our belief is that in 2 years, there's no reason we can't be a top 5 auto retailer in that period of time, he says. That includes the fact we'll have a pickup or ute during that period. Now, this is absolutely new news. No one had heard of this at all before this was said 2 days ago. And there are so many people interested in Australia, in other countries, but in particular in Australia. We love trucks, pickup trucks, we love utes here, and yet we don't have any full electric utes. This will take a huge slice of that market. Now, if you weren't already aware, BYD already sell the cheapest electric van in Australia, a commercial van. They sell it for $35,000, an insane price. Moving on to what Luke Todd said. This is a true collaboration. We've invested in the BYD business in China, which gives us our own production line to produce high volume right-hand drive vehicles. That's the key. So it's very different to a distribution agreement. So Nexport are backed by Basically, a billionaire company. It's a group of millionaires worth well over several hundred million each, accounting to an investment, Nextport investing over $700 million. That includes a manufacturing facility in China where they will make the cars in right-hand drive. He said, we have our own production lines input into design features and into the vehicles to make sure that they're at their most appealing for the Australian market or for the Western market. This is another key reason why Nextport are absolutely going to dominate the market here in Australia. The BYD story will begin in Australia in October or November when the brand unveils the new Yuan Plus SUV in Australia. It's a very good looking small to medium, well, I would say it's a medium sized SUV. It's about 4.6 meters long that sits somewhere between a Kia Seltos and a Mazda CX-5. While that is true on exterior dimensions, I think you'll find that like most other electric cars, its interior dimensions are significantly bigger than a comparable ICE vehicle with comparable dimensions on the outside. Full deliveries of the Yuan Plus are expected to begin at the start of 2022. Now, the Yuan Plus is powered by an electric motor expected to produce somewhere around 150 kilowatt and 300 newton meters. Luke Todd says to expect a driving range in excess of 500 kilometers from its 60 kilowatt hour lithium-ion blade battery. As far as pricing, he says the Yuan Plus will be around $40,000. This is what I said several months ago. Some of you have commented in various places that I was wrong. Well, it's just been confirmed. The price is going to be around $40,000. Whether it's right or wrong, there's been anxiety around range in Australia. This is why we have committed to any vehicle badged with BYD to deliver a 450 kilometer real-world driving experience, and that's to instill confidence in the transition to electric vehicles, he said. The Yuan Plus will be an extremely attractive vehicle, extremely well refined, with great range outcomes of 500 kilometers plus, and I think that's key as well. And really, in that sweet spot of being a high-riding SUV, well, it's not really high-riding, but it's higher riding than a station wagon, that's very attractive to a broad range of people. He's right. The market right now is in SUVs. Enormous growth worldwide in SUVs. It will be around 40,000 Australian dollars, 30,000 US dollars for you guys in the United States, around about 29,000 euro. Now, he said that what it offers in terms of charging speed and safety will be the key for the business. I don't know what the charging speed will be, but I do know that it will come equipped with BYD's new 800 volt lithium-ion blade battery system. When I say the blade system, what I mean is this includes the entire electric architecture. It's 800 volt. The idea with this is that it should enable faster charging. We don't know yet what the charging rates are though. Now, the Yuan Plus will be followed in mid-2022 by a larger vehicle, which will be an updated version of the BYD Han, which the CEO describes as a high-riding muscle-style performance vehicle. So maybe it'll be a modified version of the Han, I'm not sure. This is a bit confusing. I'm absolutely intrigued to know what this vehicle is going to be. Now, after that will be the next generation EA1, or the BYD Dolphin, which is a Toyota Corolla-sized car that will deliver a 450 kilometer driving range in Australia. Now, before the end of 2023, there will be a rival to the Ford Ranger and the Toyota Hilux here in Australia, which is the two most popular selling utes, or usually the two most popular selling utes or pickup trucks here in Australia. This is the real news for me. This is the kind of car that I would love to own. If BYD can bring in a pickup truck here in Australia, I will be all over that thing. Now, apparently this new pickup truck from BYD is under development. And BYD is saying there's also a successor to the Chinese market Tang, which is their large SUV, along with a sixth vehicle, which is a mystery. We don't know what that sixth vehicle will be, but I'm excited to find out. And as soon as I do, I'll let you know about it as well. Now, critical to BYD's plans is an online sales model in Australia with no actual dealership, no locations, but servicing and maintenance will be done by official bodies here in Australia. So whether that's NRMA, something like that. We don't know yet who exactly they're going to use, but they'll be using basically mobile service mechanics that will come to you. So what will happen is your car will actually notify you when it's due for a service, and then you can organize a service through BYD's online service agents. Now, this is a big advantage. It probably doesn't sound like it, but it's a big advantage because it means you'll pay a lot less for the car than what you would if you were going to a physical dealership where obviously they have to pay thousands of dollars in rent a week. They have to pay their staff. They have to pay for all the facilities there. Huge advantage to go this way. And it's actually becoming more and more popular. Obviously, this is more of a Tesla sort of thing to be able to order online. But a lot of companies are now starting to do this. So Todd said that all our transactions will be online, but we see our investment beyond that is engaging with our customers in more meaningful ways, be it through ongoing communications, benefits, and effectively being part of the club. There's a whole lot of stuff we'll be announcing. We're in negotiations with a national well-known entity as our service partner. It's not like you buy the car and never hear from us. It's the complete opposite to that. We see our relationship continuing right through to when you want to move on from that vehicle. So it could be in terms of a trade-in scenario. We'll have a whole range of capabilities where customers are going to be able to touch and feel the vehicles and have a test drive. We'll announce those capabilities very soon. Now, Nextport are considering giving a lifetime warranty on the batteries. They're saying that their warranty will be better than anyone else's, and they're considering a lifetime warranty. That to me would be a deal clincher for a lot of people who are hesitant to buy an electric vehicle. If you got a lifetime warranty on the battery, well, that covers the most expensive part of the car. It'd be like saying, you walk into a dealership and Kia or whoever it is, Ford, say to you, on this new ICE vehicle you buy, we're going to give you a lifetime warranty on the engine. That's the equivalent, a lifetime warranty on the engine. And if they said that to you, that's quite enticing if you're interested in buying a petrol car. Of course, electric cars are a better vehicle overall. And if you're getting a lifetime warranty on the battery, wow, that's amazing. So the big news here, BYD plan to dominate the Australian market. Number one. Number two, BYD are currently building a pickup truck, or a ute as we call them here in Australia. Other exciting news, I don't know where to start, but I'm personally really excited to see the EA1, the BYD Dolphin on the market, because I think that is the real car for BYD that will dominate the global market. I believe that'll be a top 5 seller globally within the next 2 to 3 years. Thanks for watching the video. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye-bye.